In today's video, I'll compare the best Rubik's cubes in my collection to see which cube is the best to buy. Let's get into it. So the cubes I'm using in this video are as follows: the YuHu Deluxe V2, the RS3M Super, the Tornado V3, and the YuHu V1, and finally the WRM Maglev. But before we get into this video, this video is sponsored by the ScrambledCube.com. If you want to skip this segment, go to this time right here, but you shouldn't, because I have important information to share. Now I know what you're thinking. He's probably going to say the Cubicle, that's his sponsorship. And yes, I still want to be sponsored by them, but they haven't responded to me. And remember, this sponsorship is only for this one video. Now you may be wondering, what is the ScrambledCube.com? Well, it's a cube store, like the Cubicle, but they're a much smaller company. They're founded by a fellow cuber, like you or me, and they aim to give customers fantastic customer service while assuring great puzzles at great prices. Almost all the cubes found in this video can be found over there. If you use my affiliate link in the link in the description, that not only helps me out, but it'll help the ScrambledCube.com to grow. So go support a fellow cuber, and for every purchase, I get a slight commission off of it. So check them out, benefits you, me, and them. And that's a win-win-win. Thanks to the Scrambled Cube for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the negative comparison. So, the YuHu Deluxe V2 was my main cube. And if you're wondering which cube is my main right now, well, I think you should check out my previous column vlog, and along with it, my YuHu Deluxe V2 review. But I have other cubes besides the YuHu cube, so I'm making this negative comparison to see which is the best. Now, I'm going to give a few details about each cube. The YuHu Deluxe V2 comes in at 73 grams, 1 gram heavier than the Tornado V3. The non-deluxe version of the YuHu cube comes in at 76 grams. Then come the two heavy boys from the WRM Maglev at 84 grams, and the RS3M Super, the Budget King, at 86 grams. So, I made this chart of all the cubes, as you can see on screen, and I'll give points to the cubes that are the best in each stat. The size of the YuHu Deluxe and the Tornado V3 are both 55.5mm, as they are the same cube. The YuHu V1 is 55mm, the same size as the WRM Maglev. They are slightly smaller than my preferred 55.5mm size, but they're nothing compared to the buff RS3M Super, which comes in at 56mm. Really does put the Super in Super. Wrapping up the weight and size category, I'm going to give the Tornadoes 5 points out of 5, because the size and weight are my preferred ideals. The YuHu V1 gets 4 out of 5, and the WRN gets 3 out of 5 because of its heavier weight. In the last place, the RS3M Super with 2 out of 5 points. So far, the Tornadoes are dominating this competition, but can they hold up in the following rounds? Well, the following category, features, is where we get many different unique features. For example, the Tornadoes both have core magnets, adjustable magnets, a dual adjustment system which can be used without a tool, and obviously normal magnets. Now the RS3M Super, this is the ball core version, has maglev core magnets on a ball core, dual adjustment system, normal magnets, and that's it. And the original YuHu had much the same features, but has adjustable magnets instead of maglev. But the WRM Maglev is the jack of all trades and has everything but a ball core. So full marks go to the WRM Maglev, followed up by the Tornadoes and the MoYu cube with 4 out of 5 points. Next category is corner cutting. But before we do that, we have to go over the shades and the piece design. Now all the cube shades are amazing, but their piece design is entirely different. The YuHu Deluxe has a very rounded off edge design, leaving much space between the centers and the edges and the corners. The corners aren't very sharp, meaning corner twists are more prominent. The exact same thing is prominent in the Tornado V3 because, as you know, they are the same cube. The RS3M Super has a sharper corner design than the YuHu cube. Its center design is a hexagonal shape, making removing the center caps easier. Also, the pieces have a dragon scale pattern. The corners and edges have a gold finish as well as its ball core. The YuHu cube and the WRM Maglev are the same cubes, and while one has purple internals, they both have sharp corners and a more complex edge design than the rest. Now, do these differences make a difference in corner cutting? Well, the YuHu Deluxe has slightly over 45-degree corner cutting forward and slightly under 45-degree reverse corner cutting. The RS3M Super has slightly under 45-degree corner cutting and slightly under 45-degree reverse corner cutting. Not looking good for the Super so far. The WRM maglev has exactly 45-degree corner cutting forward and 45-degree reverse corner cutting. Although the small cuts are where this cube and the YuHu V1 shine, because it has very smooth cuts with little click, unlike the other cubes. So full marks goes to these two cubes, while the Tornadoes get 4 out of 5, and the Angstrom Super, again, is last with 3 out of 5. Now, turning feel. How good do they feel while turning? The YuHu Deluxe and the Tornado V3 are smooth and have a crunchy feel and sound. The Angstrom Super has a much tactile feel and a hollow sound. The MoYu flagships have a very smooth feeling of the Tornadoes and feels similar to the Angstrom Super, but without the dragon scale pattern, contributing to the tactile feel of the Angstrom Super. All these cubes are different in their own way, which is why they all get full marks on this category. And before we get into the most awaited category, performance, we need to talk about the price. The YuHu Deluxe is the most expensive out of the bunch, coming in at $50, and it is at a disadvantage already. The Angstrom Super doesn't have a super high price, instead it's the cheapest, coming in at $20. Now, the rest of the cubes are very similar in price. The WRM is $30, the Tornado is $32, and the YuHu is $40. So full marks go to the Super, followed up by the rest of the cubes, and then lastly, the YuHu with 3 out of 5. Now, it's time for performance. So I did an average of 25 on each cube, and if you want to check out the entire average for each cube, you can check out right there, and that heads you to the second channel, where you can see all the results. And this was the result of all of the average 25s. So let me quickly explain how the points work for this category. Each category, as you can see on screen right now, gets a rating out of 5. I then add it up, and that's how many points it gets. There are 40 points on the line, starting off with the first part, which is the average 25. In this category, the YuHu steamrolls every other cube, but the WRM is close behind. The YuHu got a 12.73 average, meaning that it gets 5 points. The WRM maglev got a time of 12.98, getting it 4 points. Then came the Tornado V3 with a 13.09, followed by the YuHu and the Angstrom Super with a 13.17 and a 13.34 respectively. Next, the average of 5. The YuHu yet again runs away with it and gets the best average of 5 of 11.18 seconds. The WRM gets an 11.33, the Tornado V3 gets a 11.53, and yet again, the Angstrom Super and the YuHu are last. Next, the best single. The YuHu Deluxe surprisingly did not win this category. Instead, the worst two cubes so far got a 9.57, followed up by the Tornado V3 with a 9.81, then the YuHu Deluxe with a 9.58, and the one that wasn't expected to fail this round, the WRM, got a 10.76. Next up, how many plus 2s? This category is crucial because it shows how reliable it is during the last round of the cube. There was a 3-way tie in the YuHu Deluxe, the YuHu V1, and the WRM, all getting 1 plus 2. They each get 3 points because they had a plus 2, whilst the Angstrom and the Tornado V3 got 2 plus 2s, meaning they get 2 points. Now on the same idea as the last category, it's DNFs. 3 cubes got no DNFs, and 2 got 1. Surprisingly, the YuHu and the WRM got 1 DNF each, whilst the others didn't. Now the last categories may look a bit confusing, but they are how many good, okay, and bad times I got. Sub 11 solves are good, 11 to 13 second solves are okay, and anything above 13 is bad. So I'm going to cover each cube individually to make it easier on me while writing the script. Rip in the chat for past me writing the script. The YuHu got 3 good solves, 10 okay solves, and 11 bad solves. The Angstrom Super got 3 good solves, 9 okay solves, and 13 bad solves. The Tornado V3 got 3 good solves, 9 okay solves, and 13 bad solves. The YuHu V1 got 1 good solve, 13 okay solves, and 11 bad solves. And finally, the WRM got 10 good solves, 10 okay solves, and 5 bad solves. This made me realize and question, how? How did the WRM get so many good times and okay times, but no sub 10, and came second for average 25 and average of 5? This dilemma shows that this cube is really good at getting me decent times, but not consistent at getting me really good times or really bad solves. Weird, isn't it? Leave your thoughts in the comment down below. But anyways, now it's time to see who won performance. In last place, with a score of 22 points, is the YuHu V1. Next up with a score of 25 is the Angstrom Super. Next with 26 points, the Tornado V3. Next with 28 points, getting second place, is the WRM Maglev. And I think you all know which is number 1 cube. It is the YuHu Deluxe, winning performance with 29 points, one above the worm. Meaning that the YuHu gets 5 points, the WRM gets 4 points, and etc. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Who is the Mega Comparison champion? Now keep 2 things in mind. A, this is suggestive, it's not a recommendation to all of y'all. And B, all these cubes are amazing. And B, in a few weeks, I'm making a new Mega Comparison. And I'll put to the test the champions of this Mega Comparison. Okay, enough talking. Here we go. 5th place, Angstrom Super. Might have an amazing price, doesn't live up to the flagships. 4th place, YuHu V1. This cube may have been Cupid's main before, but not for me. 3rd place, Tornado V3. Now it's down to the final 2. Who will win? The worm or my old main, the YuHu Deluxe V2? Well, it's a tie. Yeah, I know. You baited us.
I can't believe you've done this.
But wait! Is that a final race I hear? An average of 5 to see which cube is better? Well, you're on. Now on screen is a tiebreaker to end all tiebreakers. To see which is the best cube of the Mega Comparison 2023. Okay, first off, the YuHu loses to the WRM, as the worm gets a 12.56 and the YuHu gets a 12.81. Next off, WRM on the WRM Maglev, I messed up PLO and get an 18, whilst I got a 12.17 on the YuHu, 1-1. Next, the YuHu extends its lead with an 11.43, while the worm gets an 11.8, 2-1. The YuHu struggles on the next solve, getting a 12.42, and the worm makes it a draw again. I swear I didn't plan for this to happen. And it all depends on this solve. And who won? Well, the YuHu wins!
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
I was so relieved to see this. The YuHu remains on top of the WRM. A 13.33 average of 5 for the YuHu, and a 12.90 average of 5 for the worm. So in conclusion, the YuHu Deluxe V2 is the best cube in my opinion. But that's only my opinion. What do you guys think? What is your preferred cube out of the bunch? And if none of these are your favorites, which cube are you maining right now. Comment down below and check out my review on the YuHu if you missed it beforehand. Well, thanks for watching.